Hi, this is Mr. Knowles, and this lesson is about classifying triangles based on the length of their sides. There's another lesson about measuring the angles of the triangles to classify them also. So let's get started. Equilateral triangles. All three sides are the same length. So I'll try to draw one here quickly for you. And that's probably the best I can do with this dot paper. You probably could make a larger one or maybe figure out a way to draw one that's a little more accurate. But that triangle would have three equal sides. Here's a triangle that I believe is an equilateral triangle. I'd take a ruler, I'd measure the length. So that one's about 6 units in length. Rotate my ruler. That one's about 6 units in length. And this other one is about, hopefully, 6 units in length. Yep. So that would be an equilateral triangle. Another unique property about these triangles is that each corner has a 60-degree angle. You would measure that with a protractor. There's another lesson about measuring angles with a protractor. So that makes that very unique. And again, that's called an equilateral triangle. All sides are the same length, and all angles are the same measure, and the measure is 60 degrees. Moving on. An isosceles triangle, two sides are the same length. I'm going to draw two of them for you. Here's one. Here's another one. And you might say, well, Mr. Knowles, that's a right triangle. And I'll agree with you, it is. It's got one corner that's 90 degrees. But we're talking about angle measure right now. This side is the same length as this side. So that is an isosceles triangle too. Just like this one, these two sides are the same length. And I believe I have one here. And my two sides that I believe are the same length that I'm going to measure are these two that I marked with a little red line. So I would take a ruler and see if I can rotate this thing here the best I can. That's not too bad. About 6.5, a little tad more than 6.5, 6.5. And then I would measure the other side. See if I can do that quickly here. Ooh, getting pretty close. Sometimes it's just easier to use a real ruler and drawings on a piece of paper. Yep, so tad over 6.5 or 6.5 there, so it's probably 6.6, the metric ruler I'm using. So those two sides are the same. That would be called isosceles. We have one more. Maybe you know what it is. Scalene. No sides are the same length. Let's see if I can draw a couple of these for you. That one would be scalene. You could also have one, might look like that. There are several others, but all three sides are different lengths. I think I have one here as an example. I believe this is it. So I take my ruler and measure this side. It's a little over 4, it's 4.2. How about if I write that on there. That's 4.2 units in length. I'll measure this other side real quick. And get this ruler to work. It's a little tricky. Best I can here. A little over 5.5, so let's call it 5.7. So this is 5.7. And I got one more. Rotate this thing around. Ooh, that's going to be pretty close. Oh, yeah, definitely scaling. That side is 8 units long. 8 units. So that's definitely a scaling triangle. So I hope this mini lesson was helpful to you. If I go back to this page, you have a worksheet that looks similar to this, and if you would like to complete it, I think that would be a really good idea. There will be some more of these squares with dots on them below, and why don't you try to draw some more equilateral isosceles and scaling triangles on the front side of that worksheet. And then on the back are some pictures. You could measure the triangles, or pictures of triangles, excuse me. You could try to measure the lengths of the sides if you want to be accurate, but I'd like you to tell me if they're scalene, isosceles, or equilateral triangles just by looking at them. But if you're finding difficulty, you definitely use a ruler and measure the sides to find out. I'd encourage you to do that, actually, get some practice measuring with a ruler. And I would encourage you to use a metric ruler, like centimeter ruler, and not inches for this. I hope this has been really helpful to you, and have a good day. If you have any questions, just ask. Bye.